You know that old chair in the corner, or that stack of books you've already read? What if all that clutter wasn't just, well, stuff? What if it was actually a hidden treasure for someone who lives just a few streets away? Today, we're going to dive into a super simple idea that's turning unwanted items into amazing community connections. So, here's what we're going to cover. First up, we'll dig into why so many of us feel like we're literally buried in our own homes. Then, we'll uncover this surprisingly simple, community-powered fix. We're going to see exactly how it works, check out its incredible ripple effects, and, of course, find out how you can jump in and become part of this amazing movement. Okay, so it all kicks off with a feeling that I think has become way too common in our modern lives. I mean, it's a familiar question, right? That creeping feeling that our homes are just full of things we don't even use, but for some reason we just can't bring ourselves to let go of them. So what's really going on here? Well, our houses are often jam-packed with perfectly good stuff that we just don't use anymore, and we're not sure how to get rid of it responsibly. Plus, we're living in this culture that's always pushing us to buy new things, right? All while that little voice in the back of our head is whispering, but what if I need this later? It's a cycle that just leads to more stuff and more stress. But here's the thing. What if the answer wasn't some complex system or an expensive service? What if it was something much, much simpler? Something right there in your own neighborhood. Okay, so say hello to Let's Declutter. It's a nonprofit with a frankly brilliant idea. It's super simple. They use the technology we already have on our phones, yep, WhatsApp, to create these local groups. And the whole goal? To connect neighbors directly. This makes it incredibly easy to rehome stuff because, well, you're dealing with people nearby, building that community trust. All right, so how does this actually work in the real world? Let's break down the process, because honestly, it is as straightforward as it sounds. You won't believe how simple this is. Step 1, a member just posts a picture of an item in their local group. Step 2, someone who's interested contacts them directly. Step 3, because they probably live just around the corner, logistics like pickup or delivery are a breeze. And finally, step 4, the deal is done. The item has a new home, and here's the best part. Let's Declutter isn't involved in the transaction at all. No middlemen, no platform fees. It's just people helping people. But that simple 4-step process, it has a huge impact. Let's actually look at the numbers for a second because they tell a really incredible story. First up, the community itself. We're not talking about a small group here. It's a network of over 43,000 members. 43,000, all connected by this one simple goal, to reuse and reduce. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's like the size of a small city, all focused on sharing. And this isn't just a local thing happening in 1 or 2 places. Oh no, this movement has totally taken root and is thriving in over 200 cities across the country. That really proves this is a universal solution to a problem we all kind of face, doesn't it? But, these numbers are way more than just statistics on a screen. They represent a really powerful 3-dimensional impact. We're talking environmental, economic, and social. Okay, let's start with the environmental side of things. The logic here is crystal clear, right? Every single item that finds a new home is one less thing taking up space in a landfill. By extending an item's life, we're slashing its carbon footprint and seriously easing the pressure to produce something brand new. Now, for the economic impact. This is a total win-win. Buyers get what they need for way less money. But at the same time, it's building what's called a circular economy. It keeps all those resources and all that value circulating right inside the community instead of just ending up in the trash. And then there's the social impact, which might be my favorite part. It's all about connection. People get affordable access to things they really need. Your old, unused stuff suddenly becomes valuable to a neighbor. It connects people, It's like a modern-day treasure hunt, but it's happening right in your own community. And honestly, nothing captures this better than this quote from a member in Mumbai. They said, "Kudos for bringing 2 unknown people together, one who doesn't want something dear anymore and one eager to cherish it." Wow. I mean, that really just says it all, doesn't it? So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds cool, but what makes it different from other platforms? And more importantly, how can you get involved? Well, let's take a look. Really, the magic is all in the model. The groups are hyperlocal, which means picking something up is actually easy. It's mission-driven, not for profit, so there are absolutely 0 transaction fees. And this one is huge. The groups are structured and monitored for safety. That's a big reason why people stick around, and the retention rate is so high. And getting involved yourself? It really couldn't be any simpler. There are 4 main ways. 1, You can join a group that's already up and running in your area. 2, if there isn't one yet, you can actually request to start a new one. 3, you can support their nonprofit mission with a donation. And 4, if you're part of an NGO, you can even collaborate with them as a partner. In the end, it all comes back to this simple but really powerful motto: rehome your pre-loved items, reduce waste, and rejoice in the connections you make and the positive impact you're having. It's just perfect. So I'll leave you with this one last thought. That thing that's just gathering dust in your closet, that book you've already read, that chair sitting in the corner, your clutter could literally be your neighbor's treasure. So the only real question is, what are you going to rehome first?